You're listening to the Weekly Rant. And now, here's your host, Jimmy.
Come with me now.
Alright, welcome back. It's our 48th episode. Closing in on our 50th episode. I'm Jimmy, the host. You're watching the Weekly Rant. How's everybody doing? So, we had, jump right into it as we always do. Actually, no, I won't. I got these new glasses. They're, these Oakley glasses. They're awesome. They constantly fall off my face, and it's starting to piss me off, to be honest with you. That has nothing to do with anything at all. But I felt like starting it off that way. That's just how I'm going to roll. But, yeah. Weekend was good. It was eventful. Everybody knows, obviously, big football weekend. Is it just me, or is the football season atrocious this year? Seriously. Really, if you're betting on games, you're losing. Me. If you're betting on your team to win, not me, they're losing. Me. You know, it's just, the teams that are supposed to be winning are losing. Teams that are supposed to be losing are making it too close for comfort. And killing me in the loser pool. Thanks, Cleveland. 3 seconds left. You know, thanks for my pick last week, Indianapolis. Supposed to beat Philadelphia. Didn't happen. It's been entertaining. Very eventful. But that's the way it is in the NFL, you know? You never know what's going to happen. Anyways, the rundown here. So, really, what's going to happen? Just like last year when we first started the show, it's going to be a football-filled episode. That's just what's going to happen for the whole season, because as we come towards the end of baseball season, right now, there's nothing to talk about. Yankees suck. I mean, let's face it. Anyways, the Giants. The Giants, for those of you who are Giant fans out there, clearly they're just repeating the 2013 season. That's what they want to do. Whatever, just disappoint everybody. The Jets, they lose a close one in Lambeau, or close one, however you want to look at it. Close. DeGrom shines. Jacob DeGrom, this year's right-handed pitcher, rookie for the Mets. He shines. He strikes out the first 8 batters last night against the Marlins, and ties a record. Pretty incredible. We'll talk about that. The Yankees. There's not much to talk about other than a few topics that I'll break down. They're going to miss the playoffs again. 76 and 73 right now. You want to go there, and at least have some good food like I did a couple of weeks ago at NYY Steak. Good place. And I'll also break down where I was right and where I was wrong with my picks last week. I didn't improve at all. We'll talk about that. My overall Week 2 thoughts. I pretty much just gave you my overall Week 2 thoughts. Break it down again. Followed up by my picks and my rant. For those of you out there that are watching, you can watch every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Originally, I was going to do Fridays as well. It's just too much. It's too much because cutting this episode to a half hour, trying to cut it up into, for Friday, a half hour as well, it's just not going to happen. It sucks. It ruins my Friday. Not going to lie. Ustream.tv/channel/the Weekly Rant. That's what you're watching right now. You can continue to watch that every week, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Here I am. YouTube.com/Jimmy's Rants. That's where you can go and watch your favorite episodes. God knows it's the best thing you can do is watch reruns of the Weekly Rant. Don't ever do that. 1-609-975-9689 is the number you can call into the show. And if you're lucky, I'll answer. If I'm lucky, I'll hear you. And if you're lucky, I'll answer a question right. Who knows? Twitter, at The Weekly Rant Show, or at Weekly Rant Show. Don't tweet me. I don't know how Twitter works. I'm just on it because, hey, it's social media. I gotta be on it. Whatever. Jimmy'sRants@gmail.com. You can shoot me an email. I'll probably respond. I use it for everything else in the world. And Facebook.com/The Weekly Rant Show. Those are my taglines. Steve was always better at it, but he's not here. So, real quick, I just want to let you know is this week coming up, pretty big week for the show. What we're doing here is going up to Buffalo on Thursday, Friday, somewhere in between there. And we covered on Saturday a great exhibition match that we had covered back on May 4th. This time the NYPD is traveling up to Buffalo where they'll be playing at Erie County Community College, or Erie Community College up in Buffalo. So NYPD versus Buffalo Finians Gaelic football team. It's going to be a great day. The weather's supposed to be beautiful. Awesome fall day. And I'm telling you, the first time I saw this sport, you can't get enough of it. It's so different. It's like a cross between soccer meets rugby meets football meets, clearly this is not an American sport. And it's awesome when you put it all together. It really is cool. So you got two very, very old clubs going up against one another with a lot of history behind each other. And, you know, this was a rivalry that they wanted to try to create, and looks like they're going to be, you know, meeting at the beginning of the season, Gaelic Park in the Bronx, and now they're meeting at the end of the season. The season's already over. So we'll be up there covering the match. Also, we'll be covering downtown at City Hall in Buffalo, where we'll have a bunch of interviews, and we'll also meet with Mayor Byron Brown. So hopefully we'll have some time spent there as well. That's going to be, again, on Saturday morning before the match starts. So I believe the throw-in is at 10:30. I'll have to double-check that. But it's going to be a wonderful event. And then also Villa Roma Resort and Conference Center. Going to go talk to Mr. Doc Holloway. We got our show set up October 18th. The time and the actual location at Villa Roma is going to be determined this weekend when I go up there and talk to him. The place is packed out right now. If you can call and get a hotel, I advise you go up there and enjoy every piece of activity that they have. It's wonderful just to go up there, even for, you know, not really a day trip because it's 2.5 hours away from here, but spend the night. Spend 2 nights. Look into a timeshare. I'm telling you, it's an awesome time to bring your family there. You got the golf, and then at the resort, you have anything you could possibly think of. All these events going on. It's a timeshare. So take a look at it. Callicoon, New York, 2.5 hours away. When you go up there, see Mr. Doc Holliday. And also, if you go up there on October 18th, Saturday night, come down and watch the Weekly Rant, where Mr. Chris Porcelli will be doing the show with us. We'll have a bunch of giveaways. We're going to be printing up new shirts, and it's going to be pretty cool. The shirt on the front is going to say what you saw originally on the old shirts. But this time they'll have the correct phone number, because as far as I know, I think it's the old numbers. But the back is going to be really neat, because the back, what I'm doing is having all of the shows that we've done on the road printed on the back. Any of the major events that we've been at, any of the major interviews that we've been at, it's going to look like a concert shirt, actually, which is pretty neat. Breaking down from 12-113, which was our first show that we have ever done, for week 11 it was, back at Old Street Pub in Smithtown. So that's going to be listed on there. And the list goes straight through Montauk LLS bike ride, the 100-mile bike ride, straight through down to Gaelic Park, straight through down to Villa Roma on October. So it's going to look actually like our first show in 2013 on December 1st was our first tour, if you will, show. And the last one that's going to be on there is actually Villa Roma. So it's going to look like tour dates. It's going to be really neat, so I'm excited for those. We'll have those to give out. We'll have a bunch of pens to give out again. We'll have some paperwork also for everybody with a bunch of questions. So it's going to be awesome. Let me get into this, though, because 8 minutes in, and without Steve, I actually BS myself, and this is crazy. Okay, so the Giants. The Giants and their woes continue. And it's... oh, they suck. I feel like I can just say that and you'll know, and we can just move right on to the next topic. But really, they suck. They're so bad. They were supposed to come into this season with one of the best backfields, you know, with one of the best secondaries in the game. And not so much. Not the case. I can run back there. I can walk back there. I can probably walk for an 80-yard touchdown. It's atrocious. They lost again, 25-14 to the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, who had a quarterback in Drew Stanton, who hasn't thrown a ball in 48 years. Really, it's 4 years, but still, it's 48 years. I mean, come on now. Really, you're going to lose to Drew Stanton at home, nonetheless, your home opener? It's bad. I mean, if you saw Tom Coughlin afterwards, he was going to burst. Yeah. So 10-0 after the first quarter, and really, when you're watching them play, they ended up at 10-7 at the half, thinking, hey, maybe this is just going to be an ugly game that the Giants will pull out, and they'll figure out the corrections along the way. No, not at all. Not at all, especially the fourth quarter when Arizona went for 15. You know, it's Eli Manning, again, goes for 2 interceptions. Now, this time around, instead of 169 yards like the first week, he throws for 277. He throws for 2 touchdowns. Awesome. how about half those times that you missed your receivers where they couldn't catch the ball? Now, I'm not saying that was Cruz, because Cruz straight up dropped balls. You realize, going back to when he was first drafted and actually first started for the Giants, he's led the NFL in dropped pass percentages. So you may think that, and I'm a diehard Giants fan, you may think that Victor Cruz is the best thing since sliced bread. In reality, he's not. And yeah, a part of that does contribute to the fact that Eli Manning can't hit the broadside of a barn. I laugh when I say that now because I think of that commercial. When people say, anybody ever tell you can't hit the broadside of a barn, and guy throws the ball over the barn, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so, he can't catch the ball, and it is partially due to the fact that Eli is the quarterback. His days are done. I want to see Nassib next week. Won't happen, but I want to see it. Yeah, Stanton throws for $167. Somehow they still get 25 points. I don't understand this team. I really don't, and I know most Giant fans don't. I think most Giant players don't understand it either. I'm not going to put the blame on McAdoo. That's for sure. Because you look at the second offense, and Nassib, they were able to understand it. They understood it. I don't give a damn who they were playing against. They ran the proper routes. Nassib did what he had to do. First team can't click at all. They can't do anything right. It's unbelievable. I mean, they kept Fitzgerald quiet. 51 yards, that's cute. No touchdowns, whatever. But, I don't know. Randall finally gets a touchdown. Larry Donnell gets another 81 yards but doesn't get a touchdown. I don't know who the hell this Larry Donnell guy is till this year. I don't know what's going on with that. But Ruben Randall gets 39 yards. Come on, throw my boy Corey Washington in there. That's all I ask. Come on. Ted Ginn Jr. You're going to let Ted Ginn Jr. go for 71 yards on a punt return touchdown? Come on now. Come on. I know who he is. Everybody knows who he is. He used to light up the Jets when he was with Miami. He used to love playing them. But really? How often do you see punt return touchdowns now? Come on. I don't know. The Giants, they lost 7 straight games in the month of September. That's just rolling over. They're going to lose again. I don't know when enough is enough, but really I feel basically like how Jet fans used to feel. I say used to because, face it, they're turning around. They really are. Jennings, awesome. Nice job fumbling. I don't know. I can see the Giants. I can see the Giants going 0-16. Let's face it. That can happen. I don't know what's going on with these pens, but they're screwed up. So, yeah, Houston comes into town next week. Eli Manning's going to have a broken neck because J.J. Watt's going to take all $100 million and crush him. Not looking forward to that game. But the Jets. I got to say, the Jets, it was a great game. I loved it. I was entertained. 31-24 Lambeau Field. Jets came out 14-3 after the first quarter. Yeah, then the second half came. Well, let's see. It's 21-3 Jets, and all of a sudden, that's it. 31-24. Now, Smith, he barely completed. Well, he did complete half of his passes, 16 for 32. Also threw for just about, buck 80 almost. Touchdown, interception. Rodgers is still Rodgers. Don't matter who he's playing. It don't matter. Guy was out for 7 weeks last year, comes back. He's got it, no problem. 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 28 rushing yards. Come on. Guy's a stud. But the story here was Jordy Nelson. Over 200 yards. Somehow only caught 1 touchdown. Gotta realize, though, that was from the 80-yard reception that he had, which was awesome. Awesome. What's going on over here? Come on, phone. Thank you. So, Green Bay, slow start. Big win after week 1 loss to Seattle, which is who I had Green Bay beating Seattle. That didn't work. I don't know, but here on out, this is actually what most people had predicted. The Jets losing this game. And then going now on a string of a couple of tough games coming up here for the next 6 weeks, 5 weeks. But it makes you think, are they really going to lose 6 in a row? You look at what they did going into Lambeau. They really didn't play terribly. To go up against Green Bay like that in their house makes you wonder a little bit. Makes you wonder what they'll do on Monday Night Football when Chicago comes into town. Chicago. The Bears. The Bears come into town. Jay Cutler, who I'd love to have on my fantasy team. I would love everything to change about my fantasy team after week 2. I've already proposed 2 trades. It's bad. Picking up people left and right. Oh, look, are the Yankees actually winning? 1-0 in the third. Yeah, that's an error. So, we'll see what happens. Chicago comes in. I'm looking for them to have a big win. And now we go to the Mets. You know, baseball is over. Baseball was over this year for the Mets 4 years ago. But there's something cool to talk about here. Last night, Jacob deGrom, he's the rookie right-hander. I guess without Giancarlo Stanton, the Marlins are nothing crazy. But he struck out the first 8 batters. That hasn't been done since 1986. Pitcher for the Houston Astros, Jim DeShays. I'm not repeating that name because I have no idea if I said it right, nor do I care. Don't even know who the hell Jim, the pitcher for the Astros, is. I don't know him. But, ties the record. Strikes out the first 8 batters, finishes with 13 strikeouts on the night. That's awesome. They lost 1-0. What more could you ask from the kid? Seriously. What more could you ask from the kid? He went out there. He not only did his job, he crushed his job. Mets couldn't get a single hit. Run. Nothing. They sucked. They lost. Kind of like the Yankees. Yankees got shut out again. They're not going to get shut out today because they got to run. Man, to be a local professional sports fan sucks today, doesn't it? Giants lose. Mets lose. Yankees suck. Giants. Bleh. But let's think about this. I mean, if you're going to have DeGrom next year, which they will, you also got Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey, who today, apparently, on his final simulated session, threw 95. It's awesome. Biggest Rangers fan I know. Lie. Me. But through 95, I don't know, I'm wearing a Buffalo Sabres jersey. That's only because the Buffalo Bills won. So as far as I'm concerned, right now there's only one winning New York sports team, and that is the Bills. And I do say Buffalo is not in New York. It's in its own little world. But it's true. I don't have a Bills jersey. I couldn't get it today. They're going to have some hell of, back to the Mets, they're going to have some hell of a pitching staff next year. They really will. They'll still have the depleted Bartolo Colon, too. Fat ass. I want to see, actually, both him and Sabathia, I don't know, do something athletic. They probably never done that. Twinkie eaters, but I want to see them, like, sumo wrestle, you know? That'd be pretty cool. It's the little things, my friends. It's the little things that entertain me. Like 2 fat guys sumo wrestling who are not of Oriental descent. Not that that has to do with anything. A little bit. See LaShawn McCoy's tip? $60-some-odd bill. Tips the waitress or waiter 20 cents. Apparently now that receipt is going for over $100,000 on some auction website. You imagine that? Of $100,000. That's actually kind of comical. This total tool, total douchebag, LaShawn McCoy, who's got more money than God, goes to a restaurant with 3 of his friends to some burger place on a $60-some-odd bill, tips the waiter or waitress 20 cents for whatever the reason, okay? But tips them 20 cents. And now that tab is going for over $100,000. I think whoever wins that auction, whoever gets that $100,000, I really hope it's actually the waiter that is doing that and not like the owner of the restaurant. He takes that $100,000, somehow enters himself in a competition to meet LaShawn McCoy, invests that $100, wins, meets LaShawn McCoy, Pow! Kicks him in the bottom of the jaw. Guess what? $100,000 earned. Awesome. Well spent. Yankees. Yankees are done. We know it. It's the end of the world for the Yankees. They're not going to be the same. It's not like the old days where you can just go out and buy everybody. They can, but it's not paying off for them. All they keep doing is buying these 30-plus old guys who keep breaking down. Everybody's breaking down. Go out there and get a young stud. Go out there and get the Trouts of the world. Go out there and get the Harpers of the world, or the healthy Giancarlo Stanton's of the world, or go out there and get these young studs that are out there. The Tulowitzkis. Hopefully he'll be a Yankee next year. Who knows? Why you gotta go after all these old bags? I mean, I don't know. Do they come with some sort of an AARP card or something? What? You get a discount? I don't know. Do you hold your own bingo session for them? You're getting all these old bags. You're not going to win anymore. It's not the way it used to be. They got to do something in that system too. I don't know, but Tanaka's coming back. Right now, Tanaka's scheduled for Sunday. That's going to be kind of entertaining. Why he's even pitching, I have no idea. I really have no idea. Here's a guy who is an absolute innings eater. That's what he was when with the Golden Eagles over in Tokyo, Japan, Korea, over there. He was an absolute innings eater, wasn't a strikeout pitcher, pitched for contact, and he'd stay in the game. Now, over here, what does he do? 10 games? 11 games? And now he's hurt. It's a whole different world playing in the major league level. It's a whole different world. You're going to come in now, pitch him against the Blue Jays. I know it's at home, whatever. The crowd will be there, they'll be happy. Probably see Jeter again. What are you gonna? He's gonna injure his arm again. Here's a situation now where they're treating it just like how. Oh man, what's his face did it? Yeah, it'll come back to me. I forget. Adam Wainwright. That's it. Adam Wainwright knew he had an issue between his elbow and his shoulder, and he actually treated it for a couple of years before he went and had Tommy John. So if that's what they're trying to do here at Tanaka, that's one thing. But if you know sometime soon, sometime down the line, that he's going to end up having to get Tommy John surgery, what the hell are you pitching him now for? If you're trying to treat him like Wainwright and let him relax, guess what? Let him relax. You're not going anywhere. You basically have to win every single game the rest of the season to have a glimmer of hope to make the playoffs. So what are you throwing Tanaka in? It's the same thing as Matt Harvey. Yeah, he's throwing 95 in a simulated session. Are the Mets really going to bring him in sometime in the last 15 games? Probably not. If they're not bringing up Noah Syndergaard, which they're not, they already said they're not, there's no way in hell they're bringing in Matt Harvey. Let him have his simulated sessions. Okay, now Tanaka. Let him have his simulated sessions. Let him chill out. Throw around a little bit. Don't come into a game. Don't come into a game unless you're throwing, 80% for 3 innings and you're out. That's it. Done. I don't know what they're thinking. Beltran's done. He's another one. He's going to be having surgery. Teixeira complains that he has pain in the surgically repaired wrist. Surprise, surprise. Makes you wonder who these doctors that the Yankees are seeing. It goes back to even when A-Rod was getting hurt. Now you could blame that on the steroids and whatnot. But it seems like it's him, Teixeira, now Beltran after, a rehab stint, no surgery. Who are these guys seeing? Well, if you're going to go out and rehab something, stay out, rehab, get it better. Don't come back and have another stupid injury. I don't know. Teixeira can break his face while he's sleeping, though. He apparently gets injured 1, 2, 3. No problem. Martin Prado's different story. Emergency appendectomy surgery. So he's out. Really, the best player in the Yankees right now is Ellsbury. That's it. The Yankees are nothing. They're not a team to be feared, to be reckoned with. They're not even a team right now where they can compete against others, i.e. Baltimore, and be a threat to them to ruin their playoff hopes, playoff chances, or losing the lead in division, or going for the wild. The Yankees are not that type of a team right now. They can go up against Detroit. They can go up against Seattle, Kansas City. They're not going to screw up anything for them. They're not, because they're going to lose. Plain and simple. You can fall asleep on the Yankees and still win. It's bad. Normally I talk like this about the Mets. Kind of crazy. I'm completely crapping on the Giants, my team. They suck. Crapping on the Yankees, my team. They suck. Doesn't mean I'm leaving them. Just pointing out the obvious, you know. I'm not a biased fan, and I'm a realist. It is what it is. I mean, look at the picture. They suck. They're gonna suck next year too. I got news for you. I don't care if Aaron's coming back. They're gonna suck next year too. Even with a healthy Pineda, he's probably gonna get hurt too. Tanaka's probably going to get hurt too. Are you really expecting to have the same season, at least the same second half, carry over for McCann? Probably not. Ellsbury, maybe Ellsbury, but let's face it, he's probably having one of his best offensive seasons. Gardner, what we're getting out of Gardner right now, we can only pray that we get out of him next year. Because what he's doing this year, he's playing as a first-tier talent player. $54 million, the guy's a stud. Absolute stud right now. We got our money's worth with him. So really you got to look forward to, I guess, McCann? Gardner? Pitching? Forget about it. What pitching? What pitching? What pitching are we going to possibly have next year? Nothing. You don't know now what you're going to get out of Tanaka. You don't know what you're going to get out of Captain Crunch, CC Sabathia. Who knows? Another fat guy gets injured all the time. Pineda, injured, gonna be. Kuroda, dude, Kuroda's like a freaking roller coaster. Up and down, up and down. I don't know. Funny, I keep ending my segments on my teams with I don't know. It's not good. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Jesus. Well, let's get past the depressing stuff. Actually, that's a lie. We are continuing the depressing stuff. For myself, at least. For my, where I was right and where I was wrong with my picks. Jesus. I'll just break it down for you real quick. The Thursday game, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I did not think Pittsburgh was going to get knocked around like that. Really, I didn't. I guess Baltimore just lived in the light of saying, you know, with this whole Ray Rice thing going on, let's just forget about it. Let's move on. Hell, they did. They did. Baltimore won. I thought it was going to be Pittsburgh. We know what happened with the Giants. I was wrong there. St. Louis, Tampa Bay, I was wrong there. But that's a game. Who cares about that game? That was a complete guess. I think that was my who cares game. San Diego and Seattle. Yeah, you wouldn't expect this out of Seattle, really. But when you look at the numbers, you can. Russell Wilson, his record is only 9-8 on the road, 16-1 at home, which was awesome. That loss came last season, but 9-8 on the road from a team that just won the Super Bowl, 16-1 at home. It's kind of amazing. It really is. And obviously, it's at CenturyLink Field where the Seahawks play. That's the 12th man. That's the crowd that gets them into it, obviously. So on the road, they're just a different team, and San Diego got them. I didn't think that was going to happen. I was wrong there too. I would have been right with Indianapolis. Had Luck not thrown that pick at the last minute of the game. That went wrong. After seeing what Detroit did to the Giants, I thought they could only get better. The Giants suck. I thought they were only going to get better. That was basically a scrimmage or a practice game for them. Nope. Carolina won. Atlanta, I was taking a guess with this one. I really, really was. I love the way that they had played. And I didn't think Cincinnati was going to win. And I was feeling even more hopeful and optimistic about it afterwards that, hey, A.J. Green got hurt. Sucks. He's on my team. He's on my fantasy team. But they still took care of business. They still took care of business. And they won. I was wrong there. New Orleans and Cleveland, really? Really? That's all I'm going to say about that. Because this is coming up soon. But really? Now where I was right. Green Bay and the Jets. That scared me. But I was right. Green Bay pulled it out. Denver and Kansas City. I was praying for Kansas City in association to my Cleveland pick. Bastards. Denver pulled it out. I chose them. I was pulling for Kansas City. Houston over Oakland, no-brainer. Houston won. Chicago over San Fran. I thought this was actually going to be a no-brainer, Chicago over San Fran, but not so much the case. Not at all. Chicago, awesome game. Awesome fourth quarter. Major comeback. Loved it. Loved it. Sick. 28-20. Chicago pulls it out. Miami and Buffalo. Certainly wasn't a no-brainer because you always get these tight matches between Miami and Buffalo, but this was in Buffalo, and in the light of what just happened where Pagula now just bought the Bills, and you know he was in the house. Come on. How could you not go with the Bills? They won. Got it. New England, Minnesota? Yeah, exactly. That's right. You know they're going to come back and win. That was a must-win for them. They got it. 30-7. Dallas, Tennessee, 26-10. Romo didn't throw 3 picks. Interesting. Threw one. Washington, Jacksonville. No-brainer. Pick against Jacksonville every week. So I came in at 9-7. I was 8-8 for the week. I'm 17-15 through 2 weeks. Not good either. Not good either. I have numbers that look just like the numbers the Giants are going to have. Only I'm right more, which I would associate wins. They can't win. My overall thoughts for week 2. They're in the toilet. That's for sure. I lost in fantasy. My loser pool team wins. The Giants suck. That's my week 2. That's my week 2. I picked Cleveland in the loser pool. Figuring, come on. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. No, it happened. They won. You know, who is this guy Hoyer? I know who he is, Brian Hoyer, but he's pulling this out of his ass. He's playing awesome. Ben Tate, he's hurt. Dropped him. My whole fantasy team was hurt. Ben Tate, done. AJ Green, hurt. Alshon Jeffrey, 10%. He played, had 4 catches. That's my week 2 thoughts. It's just not much better than week 1. Not much better. Moving along, though. Oh, we got an update. Damn it. My trade got rejected. What did I trade for? Let's see. I'll pull this up in a second. I'll go through my picks real quick. Nope, here it is. The trade offer that I had proposed that was just turned down. That I clearly can't see. Oh. Can't see it. I offered up Chris Ivory and Reggie Wayne for Darren Sproles. I thought it was good. I thought it was good for this pure, simple reason. Go back and look here for who I was going for and who they have. LaShawn McCoy and DeMarco Murray. Really? You're not going to do that trade? Hope you rot. My picks for the week. Atlanta's home. Tampa Bay. Atlanta's going to win. Straight up. They're going to win. Done. Houston at the Giants. Not a chance in hell the Giants will win in this game. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 touchdowns, I want to see. He's on my fantasy team. 2 touchdowns. Fitzpatrick will be able to crush the Giants secondary. I can crush the Giants secondary. J.J. Watt, he's going to fly right through their freaking their offensive line. Buffalo's home to San Diego. Yeah. This is my clueless game, and I put it as my clueless game simply because who is Buffalo? We don't know who they are. Do you think just because they're 2-0, they're going to go 16-0? Do you think just because they're 2-0, they're the best team in the division? Do you think just because they beat Miami, they're better than Miami? Miami beat New England. But does that make Miami better than New England? Honestly, I think New England's the best team in that division. I really do. I really think they're the best team in the division. Yeah. We'll see what comes of it. Where are we at? Tennessee and Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Going with them. Cleveland and Baltimore. How can I not go with Cleveland right now? I don't care what Baltimore just did to Pittsburgh, but Cleveland 2-0? Come on. That's going to happen. But my who cares game was the first one, Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Green Bay and Detroit, I got Detroit. Indianapolis, Jacksonville. Indianapolis. Not even going to be close. That's my blowout game. Not even going to be close. New England home to Oakland. No brainer. Sorry. New England. New Orleans. New Orleans home to Minnesota. New Orleans is going to win. They're going to win. They started the first 2 games on the road. They're going to win. Finally, they're going to win. I'm telling you. I'm going to get all these games. I guarantee. I'm going to win every one. I don't want to guarantee it. I'm going to win every one of these games this week. I think I'm picking smart here. Now, regardless of what Washington just did to Jacksonville, I think Philadelphia is still going to win this game. My expectations on Philadelphia are not that high anymore. They've been kind of sloppy lately. But still, I got them going over Washington. Probably going to have Cousins in there. Now that RG3 is done. For a while, at least. Dallas and St. Louis, I got Dallas. San Francisco and Arizona. I don't think Drew Stanton's going to do it again. I don't know if Carson Palmer's going to play. We'll find out this week. But I think San Francisco's going to take this one. Kansas City in Miami. I do have Miami winning this game at home. A lot of these games are all the home winners, pretty much. The upset game. Now, you look at Denver and Seattle and you say, which way, how can it be an upset? It can be an upset this simple way. Seattle's home. What did I just say before? Russell Wilson, 16-1 at home. So, yeah. Denver's going into Seattle. Rematch, Super Bowl. I'm calling this an upset. I'm saying Denver's taking this one. I like them. Must-watch game, Monday Night Football, Chicago versus the Jets. I like the Bears. I like the Bears. Pittsburgh, Carolina. I don't know. Go to Carolina. Why not, right? Like I said, though, must win. New Orleans. Upset Denver. Must watch. Chicago and Jets. Clueless. Buffalo, San Diego. Buffalo. Must win. New Orleans. Blowout. Indianapolis. Who cares? Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Who cares about any of them? I'm gonna do good this week. Not in fantasy. Here I will. Here I will. I promise. I promise. Oh, boy. Let's go. Come on. Where are we here? Nope. Technology is a thorn in my side, you know that? Nope. Nope.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am.
All right. So this week's rant. I'm going to be pretty careful about this rant here, what I'm going to say. As does everybody this time, because a lot's been going on. But I wanted to give you my 2 cents on the NFL. I haven't brought it up all show. Really didn't talk about it too much last week. But in light of what's going on with domestic violence, domestic abuse, enough is enough. You know, the league needs to be watched. They need to be watched by anybody and everybody, every possible authority figure, group, anything. Because the NFL is just falling apart. You know, everybody's watching it. But look at all these ads. Even Budweiser comes out speaking about the NFL. They're not happy about what's going on. Budweiser, which is Anheuser-Busch, one of the largest sponsors for the NFL. They're coming out, stating they're not happy with what's been going on. You got to worry about if they're going to drop their contract with them. It's just, I think Goodell's got to go. He's been nothing but a problem for the league with all these decisions. You never know what he's thinking or how he's going to judge and make a judgment call or suspend someone for this, suspend someone for that. He's running under no guidelines other than himself, really. Where is he getting these rules from? Where is he getting these punishments from? He's just pulling them out of his ass. He's got to go. He's got to go. Now, this stuff never became public because you got to imagine that it probably went on, even when Tagliabue was in office. But, really? I don't know. It's amazing how these athletes feel that money creates power. In which cases, yeah, it does, because you look at what these players get off with. Murder. Literally, murder. It's crap. These thugs got to stop. And that's what it is. I'm sorry, that's what it is. They're a bunch of thugs. And they're ruining the sport. They're giving the sport a bad name for itself. They commit these crimes. Get the hell out of the NFL. Seriously, you've been given an opportunity of a lifetime. I don't care if you've been in the sport for 1 year or 10 years. What is wrong with you? I don't care how you grew up. You're on the main stage. You're in front of people. You are an idol to so many little kids out there. You got to go off and act like that? Yeah, that goes for so many of them. Mainly speaking, obviously, Hardy, Peterson, Rice. It's unbelievable. I mean, really, if a player has an abuse issue or a domestic violence issue, or they get in trouble for such, get out of the NFL until you get your life turned around and until you prove that you can come back to modern society and play in the NFL and treat your family, treat your friends, treat humans with respect. Stop being a douche. Really. I don't know what these people are thinking. You don't see this in baseball. You don't see this in basketball too much. Basketball has its guns and drugs problems. NFL has everything. You never see this in hockey. Something needs to change. Something needs to change. These players got to go. You see, obviously, that Radisson just dropped temporarily, Minnesota. You see Nike pulled off the shelves all the Peterson equipment temporarily. Out of just Minnesota, though. Finally, some of these companies are getting it. They're getting the picture. But it's disturbing. And I didn't really talk about it too much just because everybody else is talking about it. And it's something that does need to be talked about. It really does. It really does. But you turn on every channel and you hear about it all the time. It's kind of like, all right, I just put something else on TV. But everybody really needs to weigh in their opinions here. And there's no place for it in society. There really is no place for it. I understand if you want to discipline your child, go ahead, discipline them. It's a right everybody has, sure. But when you cross a line, you screw it up. You really are screwed up. Doing it twice. When you punch a girl, your girlfriend, your wife, your mistress, you're effed up. What are you doing hitting someone like that for? Really, what are you doing? A woman to an NFL player, comparing them side by side. It doesn't matter if she's got a gun or a knife. She's basically defenseless. These players are jacked. What are you doing? Just a random psychotic physical power trip. I don't know where they get it from. Not going to judge someone's past or how they grew up because, hey, clearly they did something to turn their lives around, to go to a good school and get into the NFL. That's great. And now it's like they're having relapse. Deja vu of what happened when they were kids or something. I don't know. But this has got to stop. It's a bunch of these thugs in the NFL. They need to get out. Sorry. Plain and simple. You get a domestic violence problem, does that mean you deserve a second chance? No. I gotta say no. There's no place for it. Plain and simple. What are you gonna say? Well, yeah, maybe they should get a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. Oh, shut up. Shut up. They do not deserve a second chance. And that doesn't just go for athletes. It doesn't just go for athletes. Joe Schmo in the world, a problem with domestic violence. Even if he has all the money in the world, he should not be granted any sort of sympathy or pity in saying, oh, it was your first time. It was your only time. No. And you know that wouldn't happen. You know you go to jail. You know it. I think these athletes need to be treated like the public. And if you have a problem with abuse or domestic violence and your job finds out, I mean, teachers, for one, if they have a problem like that, they're done. There is no second chance, I would imagine, with teachers who have to be around kids all day. You know, you want to move into a certain community that wants to check your background and sees that you've had violence with children. It's going to be a criminal record of some sort. It's going to be in your past, they're going to see it. You know, or doctors, same thing. Doctors have to be around patients of all ages. Think that's going to fly? No. Why should it fly with NFL players? Why should it fly with any athlete? Why should they be treated differently? Because they got money, fame, fortune, whatever they want? No. No. I think it's crap. NFL needs to be investigated. These players need to be out of the league. Out, gone, goodbye, no second chance. You're done. Go to counseling. Get your life together. Stay the hell away from any woman. Stay the hell away from any child. Live the rest of your life in a straitjacket. Crazy. Okay, so this weekend, big weekend. As I told you, I'm going to Buffalo. Then I'll be back at Villaroma Resort and Conference Center. I'll be meeting with Doc Holliday. That's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right around there. Coming back, next episode is going to be next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be the 49th episode. After that episode, we're going to have the one-year anniversary show on September 30th. It's Tuesday night. Steve will be joining us. It's 50th episode, 1 year. It'll be nice to have him back again. But yes, so hope you all enjoyed. Talk to you soon.
I can drink that all night.